the preachers and the teachers, we have got to begin to teach the gospel, the full circle of the gospel. We can't get stuck on miracles, grace. You can't get stuck on in any segment. You gotta teach a little here and a little there. This is why sometimes I tell people, well, I don't tell people, but I listen to these folks on YouTube criticizing a lot of ministries and stuff. You can't just look at somebody's video for 2 weeks, and because both those weeks they preached on one thing, label them as only preaching that. You got to be able to follow a ministry for a minute to see if they're not teaching a little bit of everything. Yeah. Teach a little bit on how children are supposed to honor their parents. Teach a little bit about how parents ought not to provoke their children to wrath. Teach a little bit about how men ought to love their wives. Teach about how women ought to, they ain't got the Bible didn't tell women to love their husbands, but they said that you got to submit. You got to teach on what submitting is. Teach a little bit about how young single people ought to honor their singleness and keep themselves preserved to be with the Lord until God brings them to the person that they. You got to teach a little bit about all of that. Yes, and all of that involves faith. So you don't have to get stuck on faith to get you a whole lot of money so you can get your big house. Faith is involved in every aspect of your life. One of the lessons I taught years ago was that the two most important things about our Christian walk is faith and love. Yeah. That's what it's all about. All about. Then you got to have the right perspective on what love is. You can't go by this world's perception and definition of love because it is distorted. Guess why? Because Satan is the prince of this world, and he has totally perverted the word L-O-V-E. Guess why? He don't like God. And God is love. So doesn't it make sense to you that Satan would pervert love? Yeah. He don't like God. Somebody made the statement that Satan was so busy in heaven trying to get power from God till he missed the whole point. He didn't understand that the power, real power, was love. When you get love, you got power. Think about it, y'all. When you exude God kind of love, it gives you power. Let's think about that for a second. If you genuinely love an individual, because remember now, love, chapter 1 Corinthians 13, love suffers long. Love don't always pinpoint, nitpick all your faults. Love don't try to reshape you. Real love, real love. Now, if you start practicing God kind of love to any and everybody, there would be many things that you would never have to ask for.
Yeah, I was going to say, because power is influence. And
yes,
when
ma'am.
people feel like you genuinely love you, they will do for you.
It applies to husband and wives.
Yeah.
Every relationship, just love.
Yeah.
God is love. Oh, there's power in that, y'all. Do you hear me?